I want to bring in now Susan Constantine, because Susan is one of those people that knows more about what's happening than the rest of us. She's a trial strategy expert. She's a jury consultant, one of my favorite types of person in a courtroom. I honestly don't know how it is you do your job so well, Susan, but I really wanted to ask you about the kind of jury that this defense team wanted. Where were they going to use their strikes, their peremptories, their cause? Like, who did they not want on that jury?
Well, the defense is not going to want anybody that is formed a very strong opinion. That is the number one thing. They don't want people with very strong opinions. They don't want people that are looking at presumptuous type of information and think it's a fact. You know, they're not looking for those people that are what we call more authoritarian jurors, those that are ones that are very easily be able to hire, fire, dismiss someone very quickly. They're usually people that are in high positions, or they're either managers or they're supervisors. Those are the types of people that make decisions quickly, swiftly, and have confidence when they're making that decision. Yeah. On the other side of that,
yeah, I hope you were getting to the peremptories, right? Because if our audience doesn't know the difference, you get some strikes that are for cause, like I hate women. I mean, that's an obvious, right? And then you get the sneaky ones that you never have to explain to anyone unless, of course, you get in trouble and they look over your notes. And those are the peremptories. So for the defense attorneys, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm going to ask it anyway this way. Do they want dum-dums on the jury, or do they want really smart people on the jury who literally have to have the bridge over every chasm where there's reasonable doubt?
Oh my goodness, you're going to make me say it, aren't you? Yep. They're looking more people that are more the dum-dums. So, I mean, generally speaking, those are the ones you're looking for. Those that are not really formed those opinions, right? That they're not really strong decision makers. They might be people that are working, and truly, I apologize, because there's so many people that are very smart that are in the service industry. But we're not really looking for those highly educated people. We're not looking for those. We're not looking for those that are that hire, fire. We're looking at just to service everyday egalitarian type of people. That's what we're looking for. And we tend to split them down the middle. So when I am starting off my jury selection, I'm already going through the jury questionnaires. I'm pulling out which ones are authoritarian versus egalitarians. And that's my baseline that I work with. From there, then we start asking questions, more, probative questions. And then I'm listening and watching to what they say and how they answer it. And then that's where I decide which ones I'm going to use my preemptory strikes on. And that's how the game is played. It's a game of chess, really.
Yeah, it's so funny because you can assume, even you, smart you, can assume that you kind of got a beat on somebody from a few, questionnaires, or even if you're allowed to do individual voir dire. But I remember Jack Ford, law professor at Yale, and also a colleague of mine, an anchor, a legal expert, saying that he was once at trial, and he had this lovely little old lady that was so nice until she opened her mouth at the end and said that people should be executed for parking tickets. So, like, he had totally misread her, right? And that's kind of the fear of your profession. I'm sort of wondering, if you were talking to your, you're the client, you're hired by the defense attorney, and you're helping them decide which of these jurors you strike, which you don't. Would you give them advice on what the first thing out of their mouth should be on Wednesday when they do openings?
Yes, I do. First of all, what I want the attorneys to do is to build strong rapport. First of all, that's the most important thing. I want that jury to really like my attorneys. That's the most important thing. The other thing is I have them open up, they kind of smile, they engage them. And then when they open up, I want them to open up with not what you expect. I want them to feel comfortable. I'm enjoying, this is going to be a process that is maybe long, but I promise you it's not going to be painful. Add a little humor. And I know it's not what you would think, but that rapport building is so important because if the other side tends to be more stoic, more, matter of fact, it doesn't really give that kind of inviting feel. So rapport building is really, really important. But I want to know how they process information on an everyday basis. Whatever they do, whatever their career is, I want to know how they arrive at their decisions, what they do every day. It tells me how they cognitively process information, because that's really important of how, when they look at this case, whether they are going to have that confirmation bias or not, if they're going to see it direct or indirect evidence and how they view it.
You have to come back because I want to talk so much more about the escape and how you deal with that, because that is ugly. Those are bad facts, and they got to do something with it. So we start on Wednesday. I'm going to have you back. Will you promise to revisit?
By the way, you look absolutely beautiful.
Oh, you can come back tomorrow, too. Susan Constantine, thank you as always. Love your wisdom, and I love your contributions.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.